Hey, this is Phil Lilley, Lilleys Landing Resort Marina on Lake Taneycomo. Going to do one cast today. It is Wednesday the 22nd of April. I boated up here to the dam. I did another morning boat ride. It's probably going to be the last one for a while. Things are not going to change a whole lot, except there's going to be a lot more boats on the water. I didn't see anybody today on the lake, and it's 8 a.m. The sun's been up for an hour and a half. They're running 2 units of water this morning. The water temp's 46 degrees. All coming out of the units. I'm going to try throwing a white 32 ounce marabou jig 4-pound line. I'm up here in the corner. I'm going to throw here for a minute. See if I can catch a walleye. And then we're going to drift on down and see what we can find. I'm using a little bit lighter jig, not an 1/8 ounce, because the water's not quite as fast. Not that I'll probably use an 1/8 ounce at some point and get a little bit faster water, but 2 units is not a whole lot of generation. And I got a fish, and it is a trout. Didn't get a real good hook set, so I think I've got him pretty good. It's a nice one too. I'm gonna drift on down now. Woo. Come on, baby. I'm gonna need the net on this one. I don't know if you saw the pictures of Steve Dickey and his client up here yesterday, and they got a late start too. A couple of real nice browns. He said float and fly. That means they're using a fly rod and a shad fly underneath a float. He is underneath the boat. Wow, let's see what I can do here, because he is probably underneath my motor. Nope. He is really trying to get me in my motor. Okay. Okay, he wants to be landed on this side. And he can do what he wants. I love these rainbows that fight like this. A lot of times our rainbows just sit and twist. They twist and twirl, and this one's making some runs and jumping, and he has got a lot of weight to him. He's not super long. He's just our trout are just awesome. Making a dive. Yeah, I got him right in the corner of the mouth. I think I've got the camera right. I tired him out. Nice. That's a nice way to start out the day. Praising the Lord and catching fish. Okay. Chute, sit still. That gets you released. Woo. I don't know. 19. Just a big body fish. All right. Well, since I'm out on this side, I'm just going to fish this side. Have to get out. Got the island coming up already. Supposed to have, I looked on my chance of rain this morning. It's like 60-70% chance of rain. Right now there is some rain over in Oklahoma, headed this way. I'm not sure if it's going to hit us or if it's going to go north. Oh, I missed him. Oh no, I didn't. It was bottom. I'm not used to fishing 2 units, so it's getting to the bottom pretty quick. An 1/8 ounce would really be too heavy, I think. In fact, a 16th might work pretty good. I am going to go to Sculp and Ginger at some point. Tell you what, this is one of our jigs. It's a Lilleys jigs, and this does happen. That's why they're guaranteed. If they come apart, if they lose their marabou, it's in the back end. That one just lost all its marabou. Let's see, should I go to the Sculpin and Ginger or stay with white? Let's just stay with white for a minute. Yeah, if you buy a bunch of jigs from us and just keep your jigs that come apart, bring them in whenever you're here, we'll replace them all. Nobody's at either outlet. There was a guy fishing above the outlet one. It's the only guy I see up here. That's pretty crazy. But we've, I think, going to get a little bit busy this weekend. Things are starting to open up a little bit. Starting to get a little breeze, which I was hoping to avoid. Actually, you get a little wind, that's a real good time to use that float and fly, or you can use a spin cast with a float with a jig underneath. So if I can dial this in a little bit better. And my keys in my pocket. Get rid of them. I can see my jig most of the time out there. Oh, there's a bump. The wind's blowing me up lake, so the boat's going a little slower than the current. That's why I'm throwing straight out and then just kind of working it as it goes down below the boat. It's what we prefer to do, is do exactly what the wind's doing for me. It is putting a little bow in my line, not letting that jig drop in the water quite as much, so I've got to pay attention and let that rod tip down so the jig does go down. Fish took that white jig right up at the cable, which it seems like the fish up close to the dam are still pretty keying in on white shad. I think as you get further down, they're not quite, there's a fish, they're not quite as keen on white, in my opinion, and they'll hit darker colors better. Good rainbow, but not as good as the first one. About 16. You could probably come up here and drift that little minnow bait that, there you go, that Lake was drifting yesterday, and it'd probably do pretty good. You don't want to put a lot of weight on it because the water's shallow and a lot slower. Still a good trout. Wind slowed down. Trying for 3 in a row, didn't get it. I got out on, oh, I missed him. Went to Long Creek on Table Rock missed him again. Last evening, well, 5 o'clock. And put in at Long Creek. That's now Bass Pro's property. Used to be a Corps campground. And you can pay $5, get through the gate, and use their boat ramp. I was looking for crappie, so I hit my crappie spots. Tony Lilley showed me a couple of his that I hit first, and caught a few. They were scattered. I'll stay with white. Still hitting them pretty good. I was hoping, later in the evening that they'd go to the banks, but they're just not quite ready. The water temp was 62. I'd say in the next 3 or 4 evenings, it's supposed to be in the 70s. Now they're really starting to just kind of peck at it. Yeah. Here comes the wind. Try to get back over there and get me a mess of them. Did catch some red ears that were big enough to keep. It's a type of bluegill. And I caught a bunch of stinking bass using a swimming minnow, either a smoke or a purple, what they call electric blue if you use swimming minnows. Little 16th ounce head. I found several brush piles, but I think they just had bluegill on them. Usually I find a brush pile on my live scope and it's lit up with fish, and if they're not hitting any of my soft plastics, I assume that they're just bluegill, small ones. One more cast, and then I'm gonna go to Sculpin Ginger or Sculpin Peach or something. Or I've got a tri-olive. I'm gonna try the tri-olive. They're supposed to run 2 units today until noon, and then go to 3. Table Rock's still dropping pretty good, even with the reduction of flow. I'm pretty sure they're holding Beaver Lake at 1128, and they're not running a lot of water here because I saw that they've opened floodgates on Bull Shoals Dam, so I'm sure they're trying to get that lake down. Okay. I've got an 1/8 ounce sculpin with a sculpin head on. I'm just going to try that instead of tying on a jig. The 1/8 ounce is going to help me keep the jig down a little better. There you go. In this wind. Nice jump. Nice dark rainbow. Pretty fish. Ooh, he's pretty. Golly. Oh, isn't that beautiful? I'm just amazed at God, His creation, on how He made these fish. And what's cool about it is He made them for us to enjoy. Shows His, well, it's just amazing, His creation. I think the prettiest fish I've ever had the privilege of catching were these Dolly Varden up in northern Alaska, up in the Arctic, on the Kelly River, north of Kotzebue. Me and Bill Babler 10 years ago, I think, maybe 11 now, floated that river for a week. Didn't see another person. It was awesome. These Arctic char were up to we hooked some over 40 inches, but I think the biggest one we got was around 36. But the coloration on these fish were just incredible. I'll actually put a link to some of my videos from that trip. Here comes that wind. Do need that 1/8 ounce jig now. Comes my first boat. How's the bottom? I just missed one. And he came back. Right here in front of the ramp. Nice fish, but he didn't have the fight in him that the others did. Deep hole right here below the boat ramp. Let it get down there. Bottom. Hole down there is probably 12, 14 foot deep, and it drops into the chute down here. Gets real shallow. I'm just trying to get it down there. Oh, lost him. Trying to get it down there deep, and then just kind of jigging a little bit just to give it some life. Not really trying to jig and reel, just trying to keep that jig down there in that deeper water. I just didn't quite get a good hook set on him. Let it get down there till if I feel the bottom, then I'll go a little quicker, because I don't want it dragging the bottom. But then I know that it's down there close to the bottom, so I can go a little faster. Wind stopped. It's nice. Caught some quality rainbows this morning. It's a beautiful morning. Ooh, there's a bump. Let's see if he comes back. The wind came back. Oh my gosh. That was a big fish. Just swirled right out there. Well, what he was taking, that was a nice fish. He was right at the head of the chute. Might have to drift back through there again real quick. Let's just do that real quick and edit the video. I'm going to throw the 1/8 ounce jig. So much for being quiet. I don't really want to catch fish before I get to the spot. Some of our jigs we tie with a red collar. I like them. Use a little bit of blood in the water, kind of a thing. I think I could reach him here. So that way maybe I get a couple of casts in that area where he swirled. Oh, there was one right there. Ah, that might have been him. I think it's a little high though. He's down a little further, but one hit it. I even saw the jig disappear because it was so close to the surface. Just letting it swing down below. Oh, come on, Phil. How many times are you gonna hit it? How many chances are you gonna give me? I just missed my chance. I guess it's my best shot at the spot. Oh, come on, hit it. I can't set the hook on him. I can see my jig the whole time. I need to drift down with it instead of holding it. Maybe one more time. Maybe I'm a little off. Maybe it's down here. I did say the head of the Narrows, or the chute, which is right there. That was a little fish. Now I'm throwing upstream at him, which is not good. Yeah, I'm past where that swirl was now. Down in the chute. The chute is where, if the water was off, this is a place where the water moves real fast down through here. Not many places like it. Actually, there's just this one in Rebar when the water's off. Well, that was kind of exciting. This is not deep at all, probably 5 or 6 feet down through the chute area. I think this is my last cast. That's fitting. I wasn't really even paying attention. The only thing I'd like to have caught a brown today would have been cool. That is one pretty rainbow. Alright guys, thanks for watching. We'll get this thing uploaded. We'll get the boat ride uploaded. That takes a while because I shoot it in high def, and it's a big file, so it takes a while. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.